Wonderman teaser trailer is officially here. Here's the thing. I wonder, man, why did they make this fucking show? I'm also really not down with Disney Plus Marvel shows. They've been not great, and I'm really kind of down about it. So I guess we'll watch this trailer for Wonder Man. Maybe it'll be so cool that I'll change my mind and want to watch this show. Let's see what happens.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of retirement to sign on for his first franchise film and remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I know your question is, why one more superhero film, yeah? Everyone is tired of superheroes. Why go see them in the cinema? Wonderman spoke to me on a deep level. There is an opportunity to shock audiences.
Holy
To reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you given any thought about casting?
I don't know, man. I feel like this whole, like, we're going to be self-referential about how the genre's dying is like the fucking band at the end of the Titanic. Like, is this really making us all feel comfortable? Are we going to have a good time in these lifeboats? I don't think so. I don't like this. Okay. I guess I hope some people enjoy it, and maybe there'll be something better. I don't know what to fucking say, man. Chat, what do you think about this shit? Like, man, I just wish. Oh shit, I wish I was in the room. Like, I wish I was in the room. I wish I was the guy that they had to show this to before they put it out on the internet. Because I'd be like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, get the fuck out of here. We're Batgirling this shit. Hand me a Diet Coke because I'm about to get on my David Zaslav. This shit will never see the light of day. And in fact, you're going to get spanked. I'm going to actually spank you. You're taking some licks. I'm breaking a switch. Like, you're going to feel when the next time you sit your ass on an object, you will be reminded of the shame of this moment. But maybe I'm just overreacting. Sashin says, nah, bump that. Who enjoyed that trailer? Just playing. Oh, Jesus Christ. How many of you guys, maybe I'm wrong. Did you guys enjoy the trailer? Y'all enjoy that trailer? Marvel saved? Did they push it into 2026? I did. Ban him! No, I'm just kidding. You're good. You're good. It's okay. Different strokes, different folks, man, you know. It's not like I fell in love with Marvel way before Marvel Studios, and although I'm grateful for everything they've done for me, unfortunately, they are turning Marvel into Marvel Studios at the detriment of what Marvel has the possibility to be. What a time to be alive, you know? What a time to be alive. Somebody convinced me that this isn't the worst fucking thing ever. I'm looping out. I'm crashing out. Somebody help me. Throw me a lifeline. Why is this going to be okay? Why is this going to be okay? It can't be the case. It can't be the case that we have existential crisis after existential crisis. That's not being a fan. That cannot be. That's not. Looks interesting, but why didn't they show anything? It was 20 seconds. What the fuck, dude? It can't be interesting and barely show you anything. I mean, I guess technically it could. Fine, Kaylin. C. Black says, Robert Meyer Burnett said he heard Wonder Man is really good. Oh. Well, there you go. Let's look at the bright side. They might be adapting Time Runs Out in Doomsday. That's true. That's cool. Yeah. My name is Doom. This could be a good take on the zeitgeist. Sure. It wasn't the worst thing. Daredevil was. LOL. No way it could be worse than that shit. All right. Thoughts on the Russo brothers maybe announcing 3 Avengers movies instead of 2 in December on trailer release? Wonderman trailer was cheeks. I don't think so, bud. And in fact, we're going to talk a little bit about a story here in a second that means that that's probably not going to happen. Okay. Any other thoughts on Wonderman, chat? Okay. Any other thoughts on Wonderman? What are we thinking here? Wonderman. Did they really push it into 2026? That's actually important to let people know if they did. And I should also do a really toxic tweet about this. You know, can't let that engagement go to waste here. So here we go. Let's do the Homelander in the theater. Okay, beautiful. Boom. No business being made. Scrap it. Yeah, I agree. I like the actor they chose, at least. Yeah, he's a great actor. Would love to see him as, like, you know, Black Panther. Or Blue Marvel. Or Bishop. Or Luke Cage. Or Brother Voodoo. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about race bent Wonder Man? Fuck that! Like, real talk, man. Like, when are these, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a normie thing. Maybe it's like, hey, at the end of the day, these are theater kids that are just trying to have a career and it's whatever. But, like, man, I kind of miss the fucking 80s energy where, like, actors were so into the discourse of their shit that they didn't even want to lose a fight in the movies. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know what it's like, you know, dude, I'd be like, give me Bishop, give me like a cool fucking Marvel Black character. Like, give me a fucking badass dude. Like, let me be that guy, you know? Wonder Man. God, it just feels like everything wrong with, like, all the thinking of the studio. It's literally like an antithesis of all the worst kind of thinking. And that's not to say that it, like, and by the way, I'm not trying to be, like, so fucking cruel that, like, I'm like, yo, fuck Daniel Cretton, fuck everybody that involved. No, like, I bet Daniel found a way to try to, like, got inspired and found a way to make a piece of art that he thought was really fucking cool. But of course, there's commercial considerations here. And the problem is the commercial considerations are translating to me to feel like goobly glob stupid shit. Like, I just don't, this isn't doing anything for me, dude. Like, holy shit. But I don't know. I mean, sure, maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's fine. I think it's a waste of his talents. I think it's a waste of resources at Marvel Studios. You don't like the character of Wonder Man? Wonder Man's all right. Like, Wonder Man's fine. He has some interesting moments. You know, he's got some interesting stuff with, like, Vision and Wanda and all of that. But, like, guys, this isn't even that character. It's literally not. You know? So, I don't know. Elijah says, let's say if we use the Marvel formula of muscle guys and hot babes in costumes kicking butt, what different topics would you explore to keep it spicy? I'm not sure what you mean. You know, I'll go on I think I know the spirit of what you're getting at here. And it actually, like, yo, you just let me know if I'm accurately answering what you're actually getting at here. Maybe not, but it's actually kind of reminds me of the way that television used to be. We were watching Supernatural last night, and one of my favorite episodes. Y'all remember the episode where Dean Winchester bangs the angel? Obviously, more than that happens in it, but it's like, come on, man. It's the episode where Dean Winchester bangs the angel, okay? And it's this really, like, crazy sex scene where literally you're playing, like, I'm ready for love, you know? And it's like, it's so what it is, okay? And I had this thought where nowadays I feel like our shows are either completely sanitized or basically softcore porn. So nowadays, a lot of people watch shows like Love Island or Bridgerton or whatever, and it's basically just like, it's borderline porn. Like, it's so focused on the sexuality that's like the draw. right? Whereas back in the day, you'd have shows that were just shows, dude. It wasn't the like, hey, you don't want to watch this with your parents show. You know what I mean? It was just a fucking show. But yeah, it had sexuality. And yes, it would occasionally have some payoff, cathartic sex scenes with certain characters. And I think the difference is like nowadays, it feels like Hollywood wants to do one or the other. They either want to be so perverse and lean in so hard to the sexuality that it becomes the draw. There's like a dirtiness to it. It's like almost like a kink or some shit. And then on the other side, they're just normal storytelling is so sanitized that it feels fake and weird and not real. So what I suggest for Marvel Studios is do not take the perspective of we're gonna spice this shit up. It's not, because then you become like The Boys, or you become like something else. It's really as simple as, hey, you're doing X-Men, right? You're going to have a bunch of chicks. You're going to have a bunch of dudes. Add a little bit of sexual tension between the characters. Maybe have the females dress as though they want to look attractive. And that's kind of it. And that's going to feel so radically different. You know what I mean? Like so I don't know. I don't know that the answer is like, make it all spicy. Don't make it Bridgerton. Although, to be fair, a Marvel version of Bridgerton could be very successful, actually. But it's more like just return to form of the natural elements of storytelling. Desire and sexuality used to just be a natural element of a character. And you would just be like, okay, yeah, of course this eventually would happen or whatever, right? I meant superhero action over and over again. Tickets get sale, less ticket sales, the stories that are making it interesting. What story topics do you want to explore to keep people buying tickets? I don't think that's the answer either. It's not about the story topics, although you definitely want it to be interesting. But I think by and large, what sells today is spectacle. And I think you want to sell off of spectacle, and you want to sell big, spectacular experiences. And I think there's actually like a way to do that. Like, I still think there's a way to do that moving forward. Hollywood almost has a over obsession with story. Like, I'm being serious, and that's going to sound so like a lot of people would like roll their eyes at that, but I'm actually not. There is an ignorance that presents itself as people that want to be overly sophisticated. Like, I remember I had this professor when I was in college, and I was in a design class, and I remember we had this assignment where we were supposed to come up with like a bunch of different designs, like make like 100 different designs. And I think the idea of the assignment was like to stretch us past what we would normally conceive of and like get into that weird space of like, what is design really? And I'm on my 80th design. What is design now? To me, 80 times in a row. But the point is, he looked over my work and he said, these scream of a person that is trying so hard to be a genius. And I was trying to do all this like really intricate shit. And I wanted to show how smart I was and, that I had this angle on it. And it's like, that's actually not design. Genius design is subtle. It is not the same thing to say that design must be sophisticated to know that it's very good. Right? So like I think Hollywood, frankly, in a lot of different ways, like even if you look at some of the movies they're propagating as like the next big thing in Hollywood, I think even they are overly focused on like, we need a story that's so interesting and crazy that people want to talk about it. I don't even think that's what it is. So like, yeah, I mean, I could continue. I could yap about this. I'll probably say it like 3 different ways. But the point I'm making is like, no, you're thinking about it wrong, dude. Unfortunately, Hollywood's thinking a lot like you. And it's not, you're missing the forest for the trees. There is a reason why Transformers wants to bring back Megan Fox. Yeah, Megan Fox and Michael Bay, right? And dude, they got so much shit. Like they got so much shit at the time, and even in the subsequent years after it, et cetera, et cetera. People would talk so much shit on, Bay, and look back at even the Megan Fox stuff and say it was like, derivative Gooner bait or whatever, all this sort of stuff. And it's like, no, he's actually just painting with the strokes, the paints that people like. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sexy, awesome, powerful, stakes and triumphant of the human spirit. And yes, there's desire and sexuality and all of that's caked into it, He was ahead of his time. And a lot of these Hollywood people nowadays, like, they want to tell this, like, really sophisticated, like, oh, I have this really interesting angle or this really intellectual point that I want to make, this, that, second, and the third. I'm telling you, man, like, I think a lot of people are just over that. But anyway, who knows? Maybe, and by the way, we just got 16 minutes out of that segment for this trailer. Tell me I can't yap. Goddamn, I might be the goat of yapping. I might actually be the goat of yapping. I don't know.